Hello everybody, it's Matthew Coates' ukulele lesson, a ukulele special lesson because I feel it important, as with the confusion over the various entry requirements, if you like. It wasn't clear really what, if I just had one box to click it would have been easier, but never mind, I've hopefully got to the bottom of it. And and basically there's the accompaniment to add on and the musicianship questions. So for instance, you choose an accompaniment. Now I'm just going to cut straight to the chase that basically we've all chose accompaniment 1 because it's quite straightforward, and in class we've been practicing this one as well and that. So yes, here we go then. So you basically, the melody, you have this in your head, so you go little mistake at the end there, but you get the idea. So you've got that in your head. Do, 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 do. So we don't want too busy an accompaniment. As a session player or accompaniment player in the past, you don't want to drown out the voice, and you don't want to take over from what the melody's doing. So basically we've got E minor, we've got E minor 7, remember that tricky one. We've got C major 7, A minor, G, A minor, C, D. Now D7, look, and then E to finish. So there's 2 tricky cuts. Now what a couple of you did was that, which I thought was good. You had 1, 2 and 3 with your 4 like that. 4 like that, not the floor like that. And then for B7, you could do that. Or there one, if you want to be pro about it, bar A across, there's the D7 shape, straight over the other side. For B, sorry, virtually straight over the other side, you need a D sharp there, right? So basically I'll play that accompaniment, so you'd have a nice 3 beats in a bar. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2. And round again. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. See? So if you do it like that, you'll get decent marks for that. And as I say, what will happen is when you do the recording and you get the little, is it a link or a portal thing that the LCM send you, so that when you send your recording in, then as you go through it, this comes up, so I've been told anyway. But I'm willing to help any parent who gets stuck with it, as I've started to with a couple of others, because it was very complicated, it has to be said. Needn't be though. Now musicianship, right, that's the other thing. So basically you have to clap a rhythm, okay? So what happens is, and we've been practicing them in the lesson, but we'll do a couple now, okay? So here's one here now. This is, I'm not going to say what it is because it needs to be, it's in your books on page 25. So first of all you clap the rhythm, okay? So here's the first one. Here's the first one for you, right? So here we go. So you would clap that back, okay? Now the second thing you would do with that, what time signature is it? Could you march to that? down, down, da, da, down, down, down. Well, I'm not going to say any more. So when the examiner, when it's played again, you would clap it. You'd clap the beats. If it's 3/4, it'll be more like a waltz feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, like the accompaniment study. Okay, if it's 6/8, which is confusing because that can feel like a waltz, but you have to think of the stresses of the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be going on, you see. Okay, so, and then the third part, identifying the chords. Now we've got 3 types of chords, right? We've got minor sounding chords. D minor, D major, happy chords of major, and then we've got a dominant 7th chord. Okay, there's a G7 as opposed to a G major. Now, as somebody said in the lesson last week, and I thought was a great way of doing it, is that they said that obviously it sounds, it's in between, isn't it? It's in between a minor sound and a major sound. So there you go. So it's just that subtle change of note. So obviously here's the 2 chords again in that rhythm. We've got 8, we've got this one. So you say, is that minor or major or 7? And this one, minor, major or 7. And then you would make that decision. See? Right, let's do another one. We've got G7. Oh, said the chords, doesn't matter. And then we've got another chord in it. So this, see what this one. I'll do that again. There's that one, okay? Then you would say how many beats are in it. Can you waltz to it, march to it, 6/8 to it? What are the chords? Is that dominant 7th, major or minor? Is that major, minor, dominant 7th? Okay. Now then, I'll do one more. This one. Okay. So we've got this one here. Oops. Oh, dear me. Right, so this one. Yep, there's the so da 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 da. Do that one more time. Yeah. Yep, we've got that. Okay, so there's that. Right, next, sorry about that, interruptions. Right, musical knowledge, right? So in other words, we've got the piece, the played, or the rhythm study, and it's basically what's it about, what's happened. So, let's have a look. So if he goes to the rhythm, if you go to the rhythm study, which you chosen rhythm study, which would have been, the books are all over the shop. Oh. Wait a minute, no, let's see. Oh, here we are, rhythm study. Now most of us have chose rhythm study 1. Alright. Now, rhythm study 1, if you look through it, you have to say, right, there's 4 beats in a bar. There's also a strumming pattern. There is a metronome mark of 92 beats per minute. There's no dynamics. There's no fortes, softs, or anything like that. Piano. There's repeat dots and a double bar line at the end. Now, if we go to the first piece that you played, right, Lovely as Moonlight by Tony Skinner, we've got a rallentando at the end, so you would point that out. Also the key of the piece, right? Now the clue, as we've said in class, is it starts on a C and it ends on a C. Just look for the chords used in it. So you can see in bar 1 there's a capital letter C, right, and that says it's C major. Okay, so for example, if you're doing the Atholl Highlanders, what's the first chord you've got? D. What's it finish on? D. If it finishes on the same chord, chances are that's a strong key of D that it's in. A Whale of a Time. There's 3 hashtag signs or sharp signs in music, and it's an A and finishes on an A, so it must be A major. So there you go. So there's that in it as well. Okay, now there's no dynamic markings. I'm looking at the Atholl Highlanders. No, there's D, C, Alfine, da capo Alfine. Repeat from the beginning to the place marked fine. Actually, all the answers are in your book. If you just read, I think it's at the beginning here. We've got performance. Where's it at? We've got the, or is it at the back where the musical questions are? That's at the back, Matthew. I think. Oh, there is a page where it's on, because I was looking at it with somebody else, and it gives all the little musical names and that for what it is. Right, knowledge of the instrument, right? So in other words, what's your geography like of the fretboard? Do you know that this string's called A? Well, obviously do. Do you know that it goes A, B, C, miss a fret D, miss a fret E, F next door, then G? So you can work out on each string. Second string's E, E, F, G, miss a fret A, miss a fret B, C next door, then D. And then you got this string which is C, so C, D, miss a fret E, F, miss a fret G, A, B and C, yeah? So you can work it out, and finally you've got the G, haven't we? G, A, B, so G, A, B, C and so on, like that. And on page 25 you can see the note range. It goes from G to D, you can see it. Parts of the ukulele, the headstock, that's the whole lot, right? So that consists of the tuners, the nut, well this is the nut basically as well, fretboard, frets, marker dots, sound hole, soundboard, table, saddle, right, that's the saddle, and the bridge, right? So there you go, that's basically the musicianship and the accompaniment to add on to your chosen rhythm, which is Rhythm Study 1, followed by your 2 pieces, whether that's Lovely as Moonlight, Atholl Highlanders or Whale of a Time. Most of us are doing 2 of those, and then after that you would do your accompaniment, and then you would do your musicianship. And as I say, in 2 weeks time, so we'll have another 2 lessons, and I'm trying to time it. It doesn't affect the year 6s a bit as well with their I think it's their SATs or something that they're doing, but anyway, I'm trying to do that. Anyway, that's that. Okay, well I hope that's helped and you can use that, and I'll get this uploaded and I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks everybody.